Now, the main reason why I decided to ID a pair of PG4s is because they were pretty cheap. I mean, $130 for your own custom pair of one-on-one sneakers. I mean, that seems like a deal to me. Usually in the past, Nike ID or Nike by You has been pretty expensive, but I feel like their prices have gone down. You could pick up some Air Force Ones for $110, and these, the PG4s, for only $130. Now, this box, see, it says Nike by You right here, and that's about it. Nothing that special about this box. So let's just open these up and see what we got inside. Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay. This is pretty much exactly how I thought they would end up looking. This is exactly what I made on Nike by You. I mean, the rendering on that website is pretty good. So what you see on that site, what you're creating, that's pretty much exactly what you're gonna be getting in the mail, because I don't see anything that is taking me by surprise here. But there are a couple things that I wish Nike allowed me to change, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But my inspiration for this colorway was, honestly, there was no inspiration. Basically, I went on Nike ID or Nike by You, and I started to create my own colorways. And this was the best looking colorway that I could come up with. There's only so much you could work with. There's only so many colors. So this, in my opinion, was the cleanest colorway of the PG4 that I could make with the available options. And I think it turned out pretty cool. I mean, obviously I went with this alternate graphic on the upper that it kind of reminds me of the Oregon Ducks. And that's why you're seeing this color scheme kind of play throughout the silhouette, where I have blacks and grays, and then I have bright hits of Volt, or I think this was called Optical Yellow. I think that's the official name, but it kind of gives you an Oregon Ducks type of vibe. It's an Oregon Ducks PE style colorway, and it makes sense because Nike is always making Oregon PE. So that's kind of the inspiration behind these, but I didn't go into Nike by You saying, I'm gonna make an Oregon Ducks PE. It just kind of happened that way. So this is the finished product, the Geronmont Oregon Ducks colorway. Now, one thing that I am noticing is I went with a black carbon fiber Nike swoosh, and this doesn't really look like carbon fiber to me. I thought it was gonna be a little shinier. It was gonna have more of a carbon fiber graphic, but as it is right now, it's just a black swoosh that kind of blends in with the materials. So I am a little surprised that this swoosh isn't more like carbon fibery. I thought it was gonna be more like pronounced, but what we get here instead is fine. I don't even know if this is the carbon fiber swoosh. They might have said, screw it, it's black on black. He's not gonna notice, but I will say that this is not what I was expecting from that carbon fiber option. Now, one thing that I do wish Nike allowed me to change, which they didn't, was this alternate graphic. It puts this like Nike logo right here on the lateral forefoot, and then on the back it has the PG and the Air logos as well. I wanted these to be blacked out, or I wish they just weren't there at all. It's here. I guess it looks okay. It gives the shoe some extra branding, and excessive branding is all the rage these days. But again, I wish Nike would have let me take that branding off. Now, the last thing I wish Nike would have let me change is if you unzip the shroud here, you have this logo on the tongue. And as you can see, it has this translucent rubber color to it and material. And this is actually going to be the same no matter what you do on Nike by You as the outsole. So whatever color you pick the outsole, the tongue logo is going to be as well. And I like the color of my outsole. I went with a slightly tinted blue translucent rubber compound, as you can see here. I think it gives the sneaker an interesting look. That's why I went with it. But I wish Nike allowed us to change this tongue, because the translucent rubber is just not doing it for me there. I wish, again, I could have blacked it out. Maybe the optical yellow would have looked nice as well. But this is another thing that Nike by You will not let you change. And that was a little disappointing because, you know, Nike by You is a custom service. However, there are some limitations to it. And again, like I just talked about, this tongue logo, these branding, these are some limitations that you're not allowed to customize. And in the future, I would like to see Nike allow us to do that. So those are just a couple of other nitpicks, but overall, guys, I mean, honestly, the quality of my pair, I'm just checking it out. I don't see any mishaps, paint splatters, or anything like that. The quality here is pretty good. If you really, really wanted to nitpick, the medial side of my midsole, you can kind of see there's a little bit of glue, but other than that, the quality is just A1 in my opinion. And I don't want to hype myself up, but I feel like this colorway could be a retail release. That's what I was going for. I wasn't going for anything too crazy. I wanted something clean, something unique, and something that people are gonna be like, yo, what are those? When are they gonna release? Where can I get a pair? And I feel like this colorway did a good job at that. And here's another little personal touch. If you take a look at the top or the bottom of the zipper, whichever way you look at it, you are allowed to have your own initials here, and I went with HI. That stands for Hawaii, my home state, my hometown. Instead of PG, I went with HI here. So it's just a nice little personal touch that whenever I'm playing in these, I could look down and be like, yeah, Hawaii, what a nice place. Now, as for the PG4 overall, the reason why I wanted to pick these up is because a lot of you guys want me to do a performance review on these. So I went ahead, I picked it up for you guys, and I got this special colorway so you could see how the Nike by You service works. But also, when I tried these on in the store, I could barely get my foot in the size 10.5. So I would recommend going true to size, but I have to warn you guys, this one-piece booty construction that's kind of like a glove that fits on your foot, it provides a nice fit. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it is kind of a struggle to get your foot in there. So if you have really wide feet, thick ankles, I mean, I know that sounds funny, but you know what I'm talking about. If you have a thick ankle, you know who you are. Do not be shy. It's nothing to be ashamed about. I do have to warn you that it is going to be difficult to get your foot in there, but once you get your foot in there, it's all fine. The fit is really good. Everything fits around my foot very nicely, and even with the shroud zipped up or down, I did not really notice an effect on the fit because again, this one-piece booty is really going to be doing all the work. This shroud is basically for, you know, visual appeal, some aesthetics. So if you have them zipped up or zipped down, you're not really gonna notice a difference. It's not gonna make it tighter or looser. And in fact, Paul George has been hooping in them zipped down, and I think that gives the shoe a pretty cool look. I mean, if you have a pair of PG4s or you're going to get a pair, are you going to play with them zipped down like this, which is how I would do it, or are you gonna zip them up? Because, you know, I think this looks cool too, but again, I'm not the biggest fan of shrouds, so I'm gonna be zipping these down, but that's the only time you should have a zipper down. You heard? Seriously, zip them up. Now, like I talked about earlier, I did go with a translucent rubber outsole, and the reason why I did this was mainly for visual appeal because I wasn't a huge fan of the solid rubber color options on Nike by You, but I also wanted to get the translucent rubber outsole because a lot of you guys are skeptical about translucent rubbers. You think they don't perform as well as solid rubber outsoles. And while this is true for some sneakers, it isn't true for all sneakers. But I feel like if a translucent rubber outsole works, I think the solid rubber colorways are gonna work just as well. Does that make any sense to you? I mean, I know it's not a cardinal rule that isn't going to be the same for every sneaker, but that's just from my experience. If a translucent rubber outsole plays good, the solid rubber outsole plays good. But if the translucent rubber doesn't play good, there's still a chance that the solid rubber outsole colorways will play well in terms of traction. But then again, there's also a chance that they won't as well. So I will be testing out the traction in these. I'm gonna actually hoop in these guys, which is something I'm very excited about. So if you wanna know how the PG's traction stand up, definitely subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for that performance review. But as for the rest of the sneaker, I mean, there's not much to be said here. I haven't played in them yet. I know the cushion setup has been raved about. It has a full-length air stubble, which has a very cloudy-like feel, a lot of impact protection. So I'm excited to see how they feel on the court. But again, guys, I'm happy with my colorway on Nike by You. Let me know what you guys think about these in the comment section below. Are these an awesome colorway? Are they a trash colorway? You can't hurt my feelings, but I would like you guys to review my colorway of the PG4. So do that in the comment section below. And again, guys, stay tuned for that performance review. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop this video a like. That would really help me out. And again, guys, subscribe for all your sneaker related content just like this. My name's Jaron. It's Brigade Avenue. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.